I think we are going from now on, us, but the same, the other 6-7 clubs that we are involved in Champions League spot. I think we are going to win games, but at the same time we are going to draw points because it's normal.
You know, the first thing you have to, for me, to change when things are not going right, the first thing you have to change is mentality and organization.
Because of the age and because how good is the squad, for me Chelsea in the next 5-10 years will be one of the team or the team that is going to dominate English football. This is what I said to the club the first time I met them. No matter who will be the manager for the next 5-10 years, because of the age and because of the squad, you can dominate English football. And I still think exactly the same.
That mixture has to exist.
Yeah.
So when I'm saying, for example, Walker and no James is a little bit because of that. But if instead of Mount and Bellingham and Foden, you play more experienced players, I could say, okay, then play James right back. You need that balance.
What's been the biggest thing you've taken away from the last 2 years when it comes to Chelsea?
Well, I think the number one thing is you got to be patient. You know, I think you're putting something together and you're expecting it to come together really quickly, and the reality is that anything really good takes a little bit of time. And so I think patience was always a thought. I mean, when we bought the Dodgers, you know, and we started the season in 2013, the team basically started 15 and 25.
Yeah.
And, you know, we were struggling, you know, but we kind of just kept sticking to the plan, and, you know, we knew that the plan, or we believed the plan was the right plan at the time. And, you know, we went through a similar thing with Chelsea, you know, and you got to have the resolve to kind of not hear all the noise going on around you.
Did you ever feel that this relationship between Potter and Chelsea was going to work?
No. That's not being clever after the event. I just looked at the man they had in charge, Thomas Tuchel, one of the top managers in European football. You don't sack Thomas Tuchel and go to Graham Potter. And again, I'm trying to not be too disrespectful, but...
And at the same time, you know, remain patient and committed to the plan.
And you feel good about your plan? I mean, listen, on the pitch, it's been a great little run. I mean,
since Boxing Day, we're the 4th best team in the Premier League.
Right.
You know, so when you look at, you know, what's going on, you know, it feels better and better.
I just didn't like what I was hearing. It was like, that's it now, everything's all right. We don't really have to buy any players now next season. This is the team, they're going to be all right. No, that won't be the case. The way he was talking, Todd Bowley, it was like he's done it all.
Yeah.
Like he's done it all. And, you know, it was worrying. It was a worrying speech, in my opinion.
And at the same time, you know, remain patient and committed to the plan.
Yeah. When I go to Chelsea, I go to win. When I go to Inter, I go to win. When I go to Madrid, I go to win. And in here, the objective was come, build, you have time.
Yeah.
And the word time is something quite new for me.
Yeah.
Because I was never given time. I had to arrive and win, and if you don't win, you are out. Even if you win 2 titles consecutive at Chelsea on the 3rd, you don't win, and you have to leave.
And so when you took the club and the owners said it's a process and it's new for you, did that change the way you manage the players, knowing that you don't have to win every game?
Yes, I think you'd be surprised with the way I work here.
Yeah.
Because of course you know me from the highest level of you know, of intensity, the highest level of demanding. It was like almost we have to win, and you know me from that way, and of course now it's different. You know, the player mistake, the player evolution, the young player, the expectation, the mistake. You know that for me, the mistake.
I know.
You know, the mistake is difficult for me to live with the mistake.
No, Robert, it's okay. It's okay. It's just a matter of for me to understand that anything can happen. How many times, I don't know, how many times Moy miss a pass during the season? Many times. How many times Nico miss a goal? Many times. How many times Noni missed a cross? Many times. And Robert did 4 mistakes during the season that we conceded a goal. But it's normal. It's part of the game.
And then when I arrived, was just to go and kill. There was no space for mistake. We had to win that Premier League. Also, to stay competitive and winning matches, you have to know how to win. And this is an art. But especially you need what is more difficult to get, which is a certain team ethic, a certain team discipline, desire, empathy.
So we are completely happy with Nicolas, and he has to continue to work in the way he's working, and for sure he's going to score goals. Also has been a bit unlucky because in all the games that he didn't score, he had great chances to score, but sometimes you don't score. But he has to continue in the same way.
I demand a lot from him because I know that he can do amazingly well.
I really like Jackson because he brings a lot of energy to the team. People don't see that, you know, the pressing from the front, the work rate, all that kind of stuff is very important for a successful team. Then he gets lots of chances. I rather have a striker that gets lots of chances than a striker who doesn't get chances.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So first of all, he's getting chances. Now we can work on him finishing and make him calmer and make him understand. Let's not forget, before Villarreal, he was playing nowhere.
Okay.
Yeah. So he started at Villarreal and now he's here.
I think you have, because you know more about football than the people that is at home buying newspapers or watching TV. I think you have like a compromise with football. And people must understand and not be influenced.
You know, I think there's a lot of walls to break down at Chelsea.
If you sign in for Chelsea, you sign in for the hunger of titles. You sign in for being absolutely competitive in every competition you play. I'm totally aware of that. It is like you said, but it does not scare me. We have big ambition. Me, myself, I have biggest ambitions.
When you take over any business, you just have to make sure that you're aligned with the people who are operating the business. And I think Tuchel is obviously extremely talented and someone who had great success at Chelsea. Our vision for the club was finding a manager who really wanted to collaborate with us, a coach who really wanted to collaborate.
We'll try and beat Everton, and then we'll take the draw, and then we'll try and win the fucking Champions League.
You said that you are not a naturally optimistic person. Is that a good point for you here?
Well, we're always disappointed when we don't win, but I think over the course of the game, a point's about fair. They had some chances. We were pushing at the end. So in the end, as we expected, a really tough game against a team that make it really difficult for you to control things throughout the match. They do what they do well. So, but the spirit was good for us. We pushed and pushed, gave everything. Not easy in the schedule we have, but boys gave everything, and I'm proud of them.
And you know, before the first team, for example, in the academy, didn't really share data. They didn't share information.
You can go for stats. That's the way people that don't understand football analyze football is with stats. I don't go for stats. I go for what I felt and for what I watch in the game.
Best way to make that our club more valuable is to win, you know, and to have a great product on the pitch, and that's what we're doing. So I think we're taking a little bit of pain up front.
Just a little bit.
And we like to win.
Is it more pain than you expected, or is it?
It's more scrutiny than we expected. You know, you can definitely intellectualize that or rationalize that. Yes, you know, there's a lot more, you know, kind of focus on a sports team than there is in a, you know, kind of obscure packaging company. But yes, you know, sometimes, you know, you have a conversation with somebody and immediately gets leaked in the press, and that's something that was fairly new to us. So I think we were ready for it, but nothing really prepares you for the reality of it. But I think we are putting in place all the elements, you know, to do all the above, you know, have a sustainable business, you know, on the commercial side, and have a great product and a great team and a great club on the pitch that's going to hopefully win and, you know, and compete for not only the Premier League, but but also in Europe. So go Chelsea.
That structure was not complex. That structure was very simple. Roman, Peter Kenyon, and Jose. And there was a big trust on that.
And the reality of our decision was that we just weren't sure that Thomas saw it the same way we saw it. And no one's right or wrong. It was just we didn't have a shared vision for the future.
Now, it's okay Todd Bowley coming in and saying, we're going to do it different to Roman Abramovich. I don't care what he says. Those supporters for the last 20 years have been brought up on a culture of winning trophies and changing managers and getting Champions League winning managers coming in every 2 or 3 years. So they're saying to Graham Potter at the weekend, you don't know what you're doing. Chanting things like that. That's one of the reasons why he's gone. So it doesn't matter what the owner says, that's what they've been brought up on at that club. But, so the appointment was wrong straight away.
As you said, the fans are demanding and they want to win. And we get that. We want to win. So I think our view, though, was that this is a long-term project. And, we're committed to the long term. And we very much believe that we're going to figure it out. We've got the best league in the world. We've got what I think is, the top city in the world. And we've got an unbelievable location in the top city in the world.
I think that when some people tells I have my philosophy is based on ball possession, my philosophy is based on build from the back, my philosophy is based on some beauty but then doesn't have results, I consider that a protection to the losers.
And ask Reece, when I signed with Chelsea, probably the day after, I sent him a video about seeing him as a midfielder. So I see Reece as a midfielder, not now, since day one.
And would you rather be a flying fullback or a more inverted role?
Me, I would prefer to be a...
I'm putting on you a spot there, I apologize.
No, I give that one a miss.
Okay.
So, when you tell players to play new positions sometimes, I'm sure there's
I've got one. Sergio Ramos. Yeah, you moved him from right back to centre half.
Who?
Ramos.
Sergio?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and he was...
that one was easy because it was something that he wanted.
Oh, okay.
It's more difficult when you want to persuade the player to do it, something that he doesn't believe is the right thing for him.
I think hopefully Cole Palmer will become a household name soon. Because of course, he's been a phenomenon for us, and so we're thinking hard about, how do we continue to expand our brand in the United States. And that's ultimately a priority as well.
It's but ultimately, what we're trying to build is a long-term sustainable business that can accrete in value significantly. And that means a lot more than just winning or losing at the pitch. That's important, right? As a brand, as a media property, as a team, as a club. But we're also trying to establish and build or put in place the right building blocks to have a great business, kind of in 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. And a lot of the work that we're doing is behind the scenes trying to do just that.